Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your October forecast. I hope that this month is getting off to a really great start for everybody. And I like to remind you that you can always use this for your sun sign, your rising, and also for your moon. If you don't know all three, just stick with your birth sign and that should be enough. I'd also like to share some almost exciting news because it's still in process, but very close to hitting a milestone here on YouTube. I'm nearly at 100,000 subscribers, and I would just like to say thank you. Whether you've been with me for a day or a few years, you are a part of that, and I appreciate it. And in fact, as a way to sort of give back to you for helping me get there, I'm going to do a live feed, and I'll put a post up as I get a little closer to that number, and hopefully I can take some questions and I'll use it as a Q&A, and we'll see what else I can do with that, but more to come. And again, just a little bit of a thank you for that. If you would like to give back and support this channel, just because you like quality programming like this, and if you'd like to kind of help with purchasing of supplies and allowing me to have more time to do these videos, you can give back as little as $1, and there's two ways to do it. I'll put some information right here at the bottom, but you can either donate on Patreon, and that's an ongoing thing. You can cancel that at any time, or you can do a one-time donation through my website. Again, this is completely optional, and if you would prefer to just share the video or like and subscribe, completely up to you. Either way, thank you so much for being here today. Let's get to your forecast, which is, I know, the reason you came. Every month, I start with channeled information. I will select a deck of cards, I meditate, and then I write out what comes to me. When I was doing this, I got an image, so I'll talk about the image first. If you ever look at a view from space of a really large body of water, something like the Nile River in Egypt or the Mississippi here in the United States, you'll notice that it's not just a simple, single line of water. There's all these little fingers, these tributaries, these streams, these brooks, these smaller, tiny bodies of water that feed into the larger one. And imagine if you were on the ground just at one of those small points where it looks like a creek, and feel the energy moving as you're doing that. You might not think you're going somewhere. You don't really see the destination or how you're a part of something bigger. And you also don't understand maybe how it takes a while to get to that ultimate point where things are vast, there's a lot of energy, and the momentum picks up. So what I wrote down was, changes can start slowly and take winding paths. What you want to focus on is maintaining momentum this month. The momentum is going to be what's magic. The momentum is what's going to carry you to that ultimate mouth of the river or the ocean, where everything makes sense and where that all of this sort of build up pays off. So try not to get lost in all of the small things. Sometimes you've got to get higher, take a look at the big picture, and realize that you're actually part of something that is much, much larger than it seems. All right, let's go ahead now and take a look at your overarching forecast. At this point, I like to remain quiet, but after I've pulled the cards, I will then talk about everything that I see, and then I'll expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. And in addition to everything in front of me, I also like to pull a catalyst card. For me, the catalyst helps show connections and also a way to embrace both the positive element and also neutralize any sort of challenges that might be coming through for your sign. So that message for you this month is the Scythe, and this is, for me, symbolic of death and rebirth. Also a perfect card to come through for harvest. And when we look at her, what she's really telling us is this is the time to either finish or begin something. It's basically a chance for you to work through anything that is either, again, working with the symbology, overripe or ready, but nothing has been done, or nothing has been started. So this is on the bright side, it's a breakthrough month. On the challenging side, it's going to require you to push a little bit. And as we look at the cards, we'll be able to see what you need to possibly let go of, because again, for me, she's death on some levels, but she's also creation. Divine feminine energy I actually really like that, and I think more often we should see death personified maybe with divine feminine energy, because it is both an end and a beginning. So let's look at the central card. We have the golden flower, but it really is temperance in this deck, and it was reversed. So what we're seeing is an encouragement to not just sort of sit back, because temperance for me is a very inactive or passive card. It's about not going to extremes, literally sort of constraining yourself a bit. The reversal on this is going to show that not only is it going to be probable, but necessary for you to shake the boat, shake the tree a little bit, and basically cause some waves, going back to my channeled information, because you want to make the momentum. Otherwise, the water, the energy is sitting still. We need to get it rushing towards the center. When we look at what's tempering this, we have the storyteller, which is also the hermit in this deck. But I think this is a very important card for many of you Librans out there. This is about you doing something creative. And again, we see that divine feminine energy here. So this could be an artistic venture, it could be a business venture, it could be literally writing and telling a story. But what you're supposed to do is bring your point of view out into the world somehow. And we're looking at the hermit over top of a reverse temperance. So for me, that's saying get out of your shell, start doing the work that you've been inspired and maybe even placed on this planet to do. So this is a galvanizing month for you to activate, basically. So let's look at deep past. Feels like you've been doing a lot of planning. We have the two of wands here, two of spirals in this deck, and it's great because you've been setting up the necessary components for success to happen. But there's nothing there. You notice there's no eggs yet. So this is something where you have the idea, you have the setup, but it's not taking form, it's not fertile. So this is the month to let it go, to give it that final, or for some of you to plant the seed and then let it go as well. There's something missing where you just have to trust yourself a little bit. We have the Seven of Pentacles here in recent past, in reverse. So this makes sense to me. A lot of you have just been possibly weighted down by practical concerns of money, of resources, of finances. And when the card is upright, it can show grounding, growth, and an improvement in that area. But when it's reversed, it's feeling like the weight of these concerns. So I want you to, of course, be cognizant and protective of your own resources, but don't let that be such a heavy source of energy that you're not able to do what you're supposed to do, because it could block or impede you from being able to give birth to whatever this idea or purpose or process is that you're supposed to create this month. And in fact, I'm going to pull the camera down for just a second. We have the two of wands here in the past and the two of swords in your crowning position. And the two of swords is a decision. It's not always an easy decision. Typically when we see it, it's a woman that's blindfolded and she's got a path behind her and doesn't know which direction to go on, and she's just sitting. And so what I usually infer from the card and the symbology, slightly different here, and I'm going to get into that in a second, but from the typical Rider-Waite version is there may not be a cut and dry or an easy path to take. You have to do what feels best in the moment, and then don't second guess yourself. This is actually an ultimate test of your intuition this month. And so I want you to know that, listen, whether this is your first time here or you've been watching me for like 4 or 5 years, however long I've been doing this, you know enough that you've developed your skills and you know how to trust yourself. So I want you to just trust your heart and like kind of close your eyes in the moment and make a decision that is going to take you down the right path. The two of scrolls here, the two of swords, this one is showing that you're going to be able to move from it. And the piece of information that I'm taking away from this is actually to put pen to paper and make a plan. So whether that's writing something on a calendar, making an outline, typing, tapping something into a device, I want you to create some sort of a contract or a commitment with yourself and then just do it this month and see where it leads you. Here's what's impeding you this month. We have Bella Rosa, the devil. It's in the near future. And the interesting thing with her in this particular deck is she's wearing a mask. And so what you want to really kind of focus on this month is to be honest with yourself. Are you wearing a facade? Are you wearing sort of what people expect you to wear as far as your purpose, your what you're doing for a living, how you present yourself. Have you truly integrated and presented yourself honestly to yourself and to others? If not, basically all the devil's saying this month is let the mask go. We've got the devil and death, and death is coming in and saying you don't need that anymore, let it go, and then you can actually reap the rewards of all this hard work that you've been doing. So in this case, I think that's what you let go of. The scythe came through to say cut that out, and instead when we look at your ego, we have the three of cups here, which is great. In this deck it's 3 of mirrors, but what I see with this is strength. And I also see people that want to come through and celebrate your success. Literally, you'll be attracting a new flock of people, new people that are going to be excited about this sort of rebirth of your persona, or this integration of your purpose. So don't be afraid. And in fact, just on a very base level, with the 3 of Cups, even in the reversal state, is showing is a need to get out and be with people more. If there's a celebration, if there's a party, if there's a gathering, don't stay home. We have the Hermit at the center, and then this is a modified Hermit. I want you to get out there and know that it's a really great time to make new friends. Also, I like that cups are mirrors in this particular deck, because what it shows is whatever you project is what people are going to feel and also bounce right back at you. So when you take the mask off and you're comfortable with who you truly are, they're going to be comfortable with you. But if you take it off and you're insecure, they're going to pick up on that and think, what's this person hiding? Or I can't trust them, or they don't seem to be comfortable with themselves. So it's really important whenever you reveal something that's important to you, that you are ready. So if you're not ready to take the mask off, then this month the work that you need to do is on why. Why can't I? What is it that's holding me back? And try to get further along that path. But if you're even, I would say 75% ready, this is the month then to lift it and then just kind of go for it. As we're looking at your environment, some good news. We have the 10 of stones here, and you see all these crystals here. In this deck, of course, stones again are pentacles, and we were looking at recent past. Both of these are reversed. I'm going to pull them up right for a second. So we had this feeling of needing to rebuild or recover. Now we have a feeling of abundance and clarity because we have the crystals here, and healing as well. So what I see is whatever money issues or resource issues you were trying to struggle through, you're going to get a better handle on them this month, okay? So in fact, if you really follow your passion and really get honest with yourself, when I'm looking in opportunities, we have the 8 of Wands or the 8 of Spirals in this deck, and that's fantastic for work. If you own your own business, this is going to show that you probably will be having too much to take on. If you are trying to break through a period where you're having some sort of a block, whether it's a productivity block, a writer's block, or you've had bad luck in getting a project kicked off, this month I see a lot of action happening. In fact, you might be able to make up for some lost time. At the very end of the month, we have a partnership card, and notice the symbology here. It's we have 2 swans here, and another symbol of rebirth, of Genesis, of showing a new side of yourself. And so we have the 3 of Cups and then the 2 of Cups. What does this mean? This means that some of you might be getting a little bit more serious about a commitment in your life, or you might find the partner that you've been looking for. For those of you that are like an athlete, an actor, or someone that's in entertainment, this could also be representation. For those of you that are in business, this could just be the perfect partner that understands what you're doing and is ready to help you bring your business to the next level. But overall, I think it's a great time to be out and about. In fact, as we look at each and every card here, it's all about community. 3 of Cups, celebrations and parties, gatherings, 10 of Stones or 10 of Pentacles, domestic and also financial connections. The 8 of Wands also showing a lot of activity in those 2 areas, and then ultimately a partnership card. So if you don't get out there this month, you're missing out. So I highly encourage you to break through any sort of hermit energy that you might have. It looks like there's a lot of growth, a lot of connections, a lot of exciting things that could come through if you allow for that to happen. Let's go ahead now and we'll expand the forecast. We're going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. Starting off with health, and a reminder that this is an all-inclusive card looking at your mind, your body, and your spirit. Let's see what the message is for your sign. Your health message this month is, we have destiny. Very interesting that this came in health. What I see with this is an ability to change or surprise someone on an outcome with respect to your health. When it comes to recovery, this portends a very positive outcome. So maybe you had one doctor say something and then you got a second opinion and you have this brand new sort of lease on life. This can also just be a different approach towards your health and well-being this month, reminding you that you actually have a hand in your own destiny. Something I say with my final card, which I call destiny, interestingly enough, is that you're given choices. It's all on your reaction to these choices in front of you. That's really what's going to shape your health. So make good choices, and if you don't have someone who believes in you or believes in your potential, you want to shake it up this month and try something different. Get a second or third opinion and really make sure that you feel empowered and informed. And so it's all about having that advocate in your court. Let's look at your wealth card and see what's coming through, not just for money, but for self-worth and opportunities, because that's really what, for me anyway, the wealth card indicates. Blossoming abundance. Couldn't ask for a better card when we're looking at this. I will say this, you have the number 3 at the top. I do think this has to do with a three month or a 1 quarter of a year shift going on for you, which means that you're wrapping up a cycle. And so even though you might want to take this scythe and end what's going on right now, I feel like it's probably 3 months from now that you're at this point where there's full recovery, full growth, or a brand new genesis of something new. So enjoy that and start to plan for that ahead of time and see that as something that you can work towards. The other thing that I want you to really open yourself up to is just receiving in your meditations. So often we think in limiting terms. We think, perhaps if you do have debt, you just think, I'm in debt, I'm never going to get ahead, I feel frustrated, the more I try, the more it's not working. And what you're doing is broadcasting that out to the universe, and then what it bounces back is things in your life that reinforce it. So what you can do this month to break that cycle and to take down that facade, if you will, is to just think, I'm ready for the change and the abundance that's coming through that we saw today. I open myself up to receive, and I'm planting the seeds and doing the work now so that when that happens, I'm ready. Now is all about the preparation, and also for many of you about putting a pen to paper and making it happen. Let's look now at love to see what is necessary when it comes to relationships across the board this month. Your love message, you actually have 2, so I'm going to honor that. Let's start with the card that's underneath. This one is Infinite Abundance, which interestingly enough ties right up with your wealth card, Blossoming Abundance. Different decks, same message. And what it says here is abundance is pouring into your life, again with the imagery of water, which I associate with heart and passion, which makes sense. So I believe this first one is actually about connecting to the passion of what you want to do in your life. Your opportunity this month is either to ground yourself back into what you've been doing and put 110% in if you haven't, so that people can see that and react to it, therefore bringing in more abundance and opportunities, or to go after something that you truly want, not what you've been doing if it's not indeed something that makes you get up in the morning and get excited. So either ground yourself and get inspired again, or follow your heart and do something that you really care about. When you do this, people around you notice a change. In old environments where you suddenly kind of get your mojo back, they think, wow, I'm going to take notice of this person. Maybe new opportunities that didn't exist before will open up at that old place of work. If you decide to start your own company or an independent venture, people are going to believe you because you believe you. So whatever happens here, it's the path where you feel the most passion and inspiration that's important. Now getting more into love and relationships, we have Get Ready for New Horizons, and the title of this one is Faraway Places. So it's necessary this month to get out of your shell, to try to go to new places, and that's what we saw here with the Hermit card that was countering a Temperance reverse, which is saying get out of your shell, and the same thing with the 3 of Cups in reverse and the Ego, which was showing a tendency to want to sort of stay put, but an overarching message that says if you get out there, there's so much waiting for you. So basically, the more you allow yourself to explore, the more that's going to come in as far as relationships. And, you know, everybody each month hopes that they get some sort of a love message. You got one in this sign. We've got the Two of Cups here. It's reversed, which means you may not be looking for it. Even better, because then if it comes your way, it'll be organic. So put yourself out there. You never know what'll happen. And for existing relationships, this means that you could surprise your partner, or they could surprise you. Just be open to that. Play around a little bit. There's a playfulness with both the Two and the Three of Cups. Don't overplan it. Try to be a little bit spontaneous and just let the moment take you where it takes you. Let's look now at your outcome, well, your destiny card. For me, the destiny card is very much like a GPS. On your phone or in your car, you can choose to take the path, or sometimes you can tap and choose something else if you don't like how long it's taking, where you're headed. So the same thing holds true for this. Let's give it a good shuffle and see what the overarching message is and what you can do to either continue or course correct. All right, so we have as a message Mercury, and it says open communication. Get weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. And I think this is fabulous. This is a great card for your sign, and also a really good message here. For those of you that are in the communication arts or in a field where you're maybe a CEO or some sort of public speaker, this is saying this is your month. I mean, it's not only like September and October, of course, are powerful months for Libra, but this month in particular, this is your time to spread the word, to get your message out there. So it's really important for those of you that do anything with the written word to wrap it up or put it on paper or get it out there. Again, also with public speaking or acting or whatever. This is a month where you can really make a splash. For everyone else, it's showing that what you're trying to do here with removing an old piece of yourself, something that maybe you know, people have just sort of typecast you in your own life, you can say, no, that's not me. This is me. So it's a declaration. And that's really what that speaks to if again, you're not in the performing arts or something. Let's go ahead now and review everything, because I know I covered a lot. This will help you get a nice concise view of what the month is holding, and then we will wrap up. When I was tuning into your sign, I wrote down the following words. I said, changes can start slowly and they can often take winding paths. It's really important for you to focus on keeping that momentum, just like that image that I saw of all the tributaries leading into a big river and ultimately into a body of water like the ocean. You never know where you're going to end up. You have to keep moving forward and trust in your own ability and create the momentum this month. And then when we looked at your catalyst, we saw a feminine or a divine feminine embodiment of death, which is also a harvest card, which is perfect for those of us in North America because we're just in that season where we can reap the benefits of what we've been working on. Let's pull the camera down and review each card one by one. Right at the center, we have Temperance in reverse, which is saying the opposite. It's time to be active. It's time to shake things up. It's time to embrace what we saw with the Scythe card here, which is move and change and shift. The Hermit card crossing that. It's time to get out there and let people see you for who you are, to tell your own story in your own words. Two of Wands. Enough planning now. It's time to actually put some sort of action into place to plant a seed. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, an acknowledgement that many of you have felt sort of weighed down by your finances or obligations, but it does look like there's an improvement here in the environment and in the near future, so hold on to that. That's a good thing. As we look at your crowning card, Two of Swords, it's important for you to simply trust yourself and take some action this month. You may not always have all of the facts, figures, and details, but you do have solid intuition that you've been working on. Trust it and make the best decision you can. Be truthful to yourself and to others. Portray yourself in the most honest light and let go of old masks. Get out of your shell, enjoy, be playful. The Three of Cups is a card that really is saying the more you get out there, the more you're going to meet people and open up opportunities. And again, when we jump forward to your outcome, Two of Cups again, you might be able to meet a really great partner that otherwise wouldn't come through unless you put yourself out there. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. One thing I will say with this is try not to overextend your resources, and that can just be your time and energy this month. Know that your money does look like it picks up though, which is good. As we look at opportunities, I feel like those of you that are in small businesses or trying to get through a period of not having productivity, that's going to be solved this month, which is good. Let's now look at each of the cards in your extended forecast. For health, you have more control over it than you think. If you feel like you have someone in as a doctor or a healer that isn't listening to you, it's time to find someone who understands and who advocates for you. For wealth, open yourself up to opportunity. Know that it doesn't happen overnight. There might be a 3-month build to it, but trust that you're eventually going to get there. You have 2 messages for your love. The first one is to use some of that passion to really help facilitate and bring in that abundance that we see. Get people excited about who you are and what you do, whether that's getting, again, a little bit more love for what you already do or starting something new. Just follow the passion and the money will also follow. It's important to get out. The people that you need to meet for financial growth and stability and just those connections, they require you getting out of your current circles. So don't be afraid to say yes to some sort of a business invitation, a party, or some sort of gathering. Ultimately, we're going to end on a very important card for you, which is Mercury, and it's an upright Mercury, which is just saying be direct. That's what we call Mercury when it's direct as well. So be honest, be open, and what it says here is get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. And I think that getting the weight off your chest is stepping away from something that doesn't work for many of you with this Devil card and being yourself. One thing that I want to say, for those of you that might be in an existing relationship, I do see a correlation between the Devil, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. There could be a relationship that is coming to a close. We also have Death here on the side. That's okay because it feels like it's a natural progression. What might be hard for you is either to acknowledge it or to embrace it, because you might be part of a new relationship where the other person's needing to let go, or you might be in a relationship where you need to let go to facilitate a new one. There's something that needs to happen with direct and honest communication. Be true to your partner, be true to yourself. Truth is that kind of guiding light. If you keep keeping something to yourself, then nothing positive is really going to come of that. It's important to be real, and I think that will heal all this month. So that brings this monthly reading to a close. Pretty exciting, very eventful, I would say, for you. And the overarching theme is to break through. It's a breakthrough month for you. I hope you got what you need to feel empowered and informed for the month ahead. If you ever want to talk about something that's going on in your life and you'd like to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me, you can absolutely do that. The first link right below the video and above the comment section will allow you to look at my rates and availability. The second link, as I said earlier, is a way for you to give back. Something as little as $1 goes a long way in allowing me to buy new cards like the deck that I was using today, as well as just allowing me to set aside the time necessary to do this, which really does take a long time for each reading. So anything you do really helps a lot, and I appreciate it. The third link is a way to stay in touch with me. As you know, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as here, and I also have a newsletter. So if you click that third link, you'll be able to connect across all those channels and know whenever I release new material. So thank you for doing that. Finally, and most importantly, I like to end every video first just with some acknowledgement. I'd like to acknowledge the work that you're doing on yourself to become better and to really grow from this experience. And I think it was indicated in the cards that we saw today. And I also like to kind of remind us why we're all here, which is, I think this month, this is what I've been talking about for each sign, is to really help find clarity of purpose, of vision, and also in our energy. And as we look at this beautiful crystal, you notice it has a lot of sides, a lot of facets, and it took a long time for it to get as clear as it did. So a lot of time, pressure and heat in the earth. So it went through its own clarification and purification process. And I think that's what we're doing each month as we learn how to navigate through all the changes, all the things in our lives, and we learn about different pieces of ourselves. So keep working, and pretty soon you can be as clear and as bright as this crystal, and share that with the world. That's really what I'm hoping we can all work on, so we can be bright, light, and capable of holding a lot of energy. So keep that up. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey. I wish you much love, success, and light now and always. I'll see you next month. Thank you.